This podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedies, celebrity interviews, news, or even motivational speakers, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue, right? And guess what? Now you can call the shots on your auto insurance, too. Enter the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. Now that's something you'll want to press play on. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to choose from the best options for you fast. It's one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com to try the new Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Capella University, you'll get support from people who care about your success. From before you enroll to after you graduate. Pursue your goals knowing help is available when you need it. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
I'm feeling it. It's time to think. Let's think a little different. Welcome y'all to the Think Different podcast. Will and Tim are here to talk about our past. You're not gonna fly to China no more. Save your money going to a discount store. Apple tags are coming to find your so sit down and relax and have a banana split. Welcome and listening to the Think Different podcast. Thank you for joining us for episode 32. We are 32 episodes into this masterpiece known as the Think Different podcast, a former Apple employees coming together and talking about Apple and our experiences at the Apple store. My name is Will. TLD, WV Productions, Mavala Dragon, TLD Vafides. That's right here, along with my co-host with the most vacations ever taken at Apple Store. It is Tim Athi Santoro. Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, 32 episodes. When do we become it like where it's season 1 versus season 2? Like, when does that happen?
You know what? We're so good that we just don't take off. We're like wrestling. We don't ever take a season off. We're
on every night this week.
Every night this week.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
wrestling is on what, Sunday through Friday?
It's basically you have 4 wrestling shows that are on television right now. You think of how many hours of content that that has to somehow fulfill every fan. I don't even watch all the wrestling on television.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do it.
It's too much.
It is too much. But what I can't get enough of is football. We still got good football going on right now. And, of course, there's a lot of things going on, especially affecting not only Apple, but the entire world that is going on, which is a very scary thought. But before we talk about the news this week, we want to thank last week Chris, who joined us for an amazing interview. Great feedback from that episode, and everyone seemed to really like the interview.
Yeah, it was awesome. And kudos to Chris for coming on and doing it.
Yeah, and he had a great time, and we're hoping to have him back again because I think it would be fun to have another person to talk about news and hear some other people's opinions. Also, if you are really interested in learning some other things that we haven't talked about, like we've talked about Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, who we are, the Apple Store journey, look at all the previous episodes. I've had people telling me they're going back to the first episode and listening all the way up. That's what's good about this, is that the stuff we talk about is not out of date.
Yeah, exactly. It's always going to be relevant. I feel like that's a lot of things with a lot of technology companies, right? Like, they're always going to be relevant. It's awesome that people are actually doing that.
Make sure you could hang out, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Join us here and go to thinkdifferentpodcast.com and check out all of our links to our Facebook accounts and our Twitter and Instagram.
Also,
but now,
you know how convenient you know how convenient it is just to hit subscribe, and those episodes will automatically be downloaded for you every Friday.
That's right, every Friday morning at 5:30 because that's what time I wake up to put the podcast up. So it's very important. So Tim, how was your week? Did you enjoy yourself? Everything's been good in life?
Yeah, everything's been great.
You know what? We need a weekly Tim home update. What did you buy this week for your home?
We got like a ottoman tray table. It's pretty nice. We have like this giant 40-inch ottoman, and so we got like a 20-inch by 20-inch tray table for it. We got a doorbell. We bought a doorbell.
The house didn't come with a doorbell?
No, it didn't come with a doorbell.
Okay.
So we bought that, and it's got like 52 different ringtones, so we've been playing with those.
Oh, that must have been like, wow. Okay.
It's one of those like Amazon ones, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to coming to your house just so I can get ready for the amazing ringtones I get to hear at your ring bell. Wow. Well, Tim, we're looking forward to next week's episode with you to buy something else for your home. And every week I'll try to remember to ask you for a home update so I know what you bought in your home. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is true. He has still not invited me to his house.
Yes, but it's coming. It's coming.
Never mind. All right, everybody, let's get to the episode. But it's more important, we got to talk about the best segment that Tim just started preparing for. It is time for the news.
The news.
Hey, this is Adam Carolla from the Adam Carolla Show. Bet Online continues to be your number one source for all your basketball wagering needs. Whether it's pro or college hoops, Bet Online has it all throughout the entire college and pro hoop season. BetOnline has up-to-the-minute odds, stats, trends you can follow all season long. Follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props as well. BetOnline is one of the world's best wagering platforms anytime, anywhere, and you can follow from your desktop or your mobile device. So, head to the website today and become part of the team. Bet Online. Bet Online. The game starts here at Bet Online.
Sometimes it takes a different approach to help you unlock your true potential. With Capella University's game-changing FlexPath learning format, you gain relevant skills you can apply to your career right away. Earn your degree from an accredited university and be confident in the quality of your education. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu. Capella University is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. Learn more at capella.edu/accreditation.
Breaking news.
So this one's funny. Rudy Giuliani needed a Genius Bar appointment to help unlock his iPhone. Who is Rudy Giuliani, you may ask? He's only the cybersecurity expert for Donald V. Trump, the President of the United States. He waited at a San Francisco Apple store with the very pressing issue. He had forgotten his passcode and couldn't unlock his phone. So there's a setting in the Apple phone where if you fail to type in your passcode at least 10 times, it locks yourself out permanently, and you have to go to an Apple store to get it erased, or you can do it on your own, but it gets a little bit difficult if you don't really know how to. But most people go to the Apple store to get it fixed. What happens to that phone, Will?
Well, it had to get erased, so there is... Now, by the way, he doesn't have to go to an Apple store to do this. He can actually go and erase it himself on his own iTunes computer, because all you have to do is force shut down the machine and basically boot up to recovery mode, which allows you to erase the device. Now, he will need to remember his Apple ID and password, but as long as he remembers that, he can restore from his backup, which I believe he did.
He did.
So there you go. It's smart to have a backup. He uses iCloud, so good for him.
And they were saying in this article that that's kind of risky because he probably has a lot of confidential information and it's stored just on the cloud.
Of course he does.
But,
He's the former mayor of New York, man. He's the man that got us through 9/11.
Right.
I actually think very highly of Giuliani. I know a lot of people think he's kind of a weirdo or a moron, but I think he's actually a very smart guy. You know what? Honestly,
did you see that
this
photo
happens.
of him?
Yes.
With the AirPods, though?
Yes.
He looks ridiculous.
Yeah, he puts him in the wrong way, by the way.
He puts the AirPod stem sticking out, so like it's going towards the back of his head. He looks ridiculous.
It's not done. It's not done right. This happens to a lot of people. You would be surprised how many people we had to book for that.
Yeah.
When it says iPhone disabled, there's no option, folks. You have to erase the phone. There is no option. I can't believe how many people try to get me to do something else. I was like, you better have backed up your phone. In fact, when you start up your phone, it has you set up iCloud right away.
Always the best situations where when it was a dad and her daughter coming in, and the daughter, she's in high school, she's got so many, Snapchat streaks and all that blah, 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 her information, and she never backed up because obviously she's in high school. She's not worrying about that. And I had to tell her that we have to erase the entire phone and restore from new because she doesn't have a backup. The dad and I share a laugh, but the little girl will start crying or, freaking out about it. I went through that too many times. So the Find My app helps bust sex trafficker and more in the Apple Crime Blotter. So again, these are a couple stories about Apple crime stores that they kind of release on a quarterly basis. So there's one that I thought that was very interesting. 2 men in South Carolina were arrested this week with charges that they kidnapped the manager of a T-Mobile store, forced him to let them in, and stole dozens of Apple products. So they stole about 50 iPhones, 8 Apple Watches, 15 iPads, and just $1,500 of cash. The manager was unharmed and informed police that one of the stolen phones was equipped with a tracker, which they used to apprehend the suspects, which is smart. $25,000 in items were stolen from the Milwaukee Apple store. We kind of discussed it in an interview with Chris last week, how easy it is to take the accessories off the wall. So they stole 17 Apple Watches, 14 Apple Magic trackpads, 1 Apple Pencil, which why just one? And then they went back another
Very
night.
specific.
They went back another night and stole another 8 watches. Then they stole 9 more Apple Pencils, so they made up for that one. 4 Apple AirPods and 5 trackpads.
Jeez, very specific numbers that they stole. The one I'm interested in is the sex trafficking. That's the one that I think is pretty interesting.
Yes.
So a man was indicted on federal charges that he coerced his girlfriend to drug and rob men over the course of 4 years. One who died was caught after one of the victims used Find My phone to locate them. Now, I have a story, too. Someone actually they went out to Texas for business, and they left their iPhone in their book bag. And, again, he used to Find My phone, and this was a coworker at the Cherry Hill store, and they used that to track the guys, and he got the book bag back, and they arrested all the guys. Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, you're a moron. Like, if you steal an iPhone now, you got to guarantee yourself that phone has likely got the Find My phone on it.
But you just got to turn the phone off.
You do have to turn the phone off. There is a last known location that it will track, but hopefully, the next thing we're going to be talking about might just solve the problem. But even if the phone's turned off, you can turn on a feature that lets you notify another number when it turns back on.
That's true. Airtags is said to be completely waterproof and use magnetic charging just like an Apple Watch. So in several topics released throughout the week, Apple claims that there's a tile-like AirTag which will be completely waterproof and used similar to magnetic wireless charging that's seen on the Apple Watch. It's built into the new iOS 13, and it will appear that there's going to be small item trackers that will show up in the Find My app and enable users to locate misplaced items. It looks like the AirTags could actually offer high precision and direct the user straight to the item, even pinpointing it within a room due to the lineup of the augmented reality that's going to happen, already happening with the iPhone 11 and the future phones.
How cool is that?
That's going to be cool, but how big are these AirTags going to be?
They're supposed to be pretty small. They're supposed to be pretty small.
That's what I would think, right?
I would say they're going to be no bigger than an Apple Watch, or at least that size. I mean, I think they have to be pretty small. I think it'd be great for businesses to grab these, and put them around in their area, because that'll help anybody lose their stuff. And the fact that they have that technology there, that's very, that's a good feel story that you help save someone's stuff. So it'd be interesting, like casinos. Think of like them having these all over if you misplace your phone. I'm sure that happens all the time. So, but I think as long as the price is right, and again, they have to compete with Tile. And Tile's been around for a long time.
Right.
Now, the Tiles I bought were not rechargeable. Now, I bought ones that have a rechargeable battery, but the first Tiles that I started using, I had to throw them out after a year. They're done,
Because you can't replace the battery.
Correct. Now, you can on Tiles now, but when I first started using them, you couldn't. Or you had to pay for the more expensive model, which was a lot more money.
But would you put an AirTag on the back of an iPhone? No, right?
You put it in the case. You can put it in the case. I don't know how that affects your back cover.
Yeah, if there's like
at all.
The wireless charging too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that'll affect it, but yeah, you can put it in the case. You know, a lot of times people won't take it out of the case.
Right.
So you got, but that's like a hopeful feeling. You know, bottom line is when the phone's off, there's no Airtag that's going to be able to detect that. I don't care. You know, unless they develop something that was truly amazing that could do that, I don't think it's possible.
Wait, no. Why can't the AirTag work without the device being on?
Well, the problem is, where did they find the AirTag?
But yeah, they're just going to find the device.
Yeah, but they throw it out the window or something, and then they're driving with the phone that's turned off.
Oh, I know what you mean. Right.
I'm talking about very specific scenarios.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, it's smart to put. I would put AirTag on my book bag. I'd probably put one on my wallet. I would put one.
Oh, definitely wallet.
I would definitely put it in the back of my phone case. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but again, these cases weren't meant to have an AirTag in the back. We don't know how thick these are going to be.
Guess we'll wait and see.
That is the rumored item this year, though, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be very interesting how much they cost.
They will not be coming out anytime this year. Development's just going to be happening. It most likely won't pick up again.
People
until
thought it would be
the
out
third quarter.
last year. A lot of people thought it wouldn't be out till last year.
Yeah.
So the rumors were circulating last year about this coming out for the holiday. Never happened, and then it's really ramping up now.
Yeah, so we shall see. Apple's iPhone 12 preparations may be delayed due to the good old coronavirus travel restrictions. At this time of year, Apple engineers and executives typically visit the China area as Apple suppliers start getting ready to manufacture new iPhones. But that preparation process is delayed this year due to the coronavirus travel restrictions. So productions of the new devices usually kick off in the summer, but they like to use these first months of the year to kind of get down the assembly process and manufacture and get on the same page as the manufacturing partners such as Foxconn. Some people are saying that Apple still has a lot of time to keep the iPhone schedule on track, but these restrictions are making it very difficult. Right now, a lot of Apple suppliers and Foxconn have been shut down for multiple days in February, and it's resulted in people working from home, people working remotely, limited people in the warehouses. So it's just not really an ideal situation right now. I know for my business right now, we're getting affected by the coronavirus because our suppliers physically were not allowed in their sites until March 1st. So they're not allowed in to their sites physically until March 1st. So Apple has already warned all their investors that they're not really going to meet the revenue goals this March or this quarter due to this shortage and all the store closures in China, as we explained in a previous episode. And you also got to realize, a lot of the U.S. airlines are suspending the flights into Beijing, Chengdu, Hong Kong, and Shanghai until April 24th. That's still 2 months away. So there's a lot of effect that's going to happen within Apple and businesses across the board.
I was listening to Mark Cuban. He went on a Sirius XM show and talked about how the coronavirus right now, and I agree with him. This is not going to be a long-term effect. It's going to be a very short-term effect. Right. This is not going to stop the world from working. It's eventually going to be figured out, cured, go away, or we adapt to it. It's going to be one or the other. But eventually everyone's going back to work. Eventually business is going to pick back up. Whatever started this outbreak has really taken a toll. I mean, the stock tumbled. You're talking almost 30 points.
Yeah.
It was a lot. That's a lot of money that I lost,
right.
from Apple. But I expect it to go back up. And again, sales of the iPhone always depend on that. But the sales are going to be down for everybody. And then the day everyone starts announcing all of their sales numbers, everyone's going to be down.
Yep.
The only ones that are not going to probably be down is probably restaurants, because they don't need anything overseas.
Right.
But anything that has to do with retail, they're all screwed.
Yeah. No.
Unless you make it here, you're screwed.
Yeah, and not many of the businesses do.
Correct. Well, let's hope that next week we'll have an update on the coronavirus, because that is the hot topic right now, and it looks like it's not going to stop for any time soon. Let's move on. So I thought of a really great idea today. A couple weeks ago, we came out with an idea of doing some kind of tip for the week, but I thought we'd do something a little different. So we are going to do a mock trivia show right here on the Think Different podcast. I am your host, and Tim will be our contestant, and we are going to do something really fun. So stay tuned, because coming up next, Tim's in the hot seat as who wants to be an Apple Nair.
I like that.
I just made that up right there on the fly. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Apple Trivia Show. Who wants to be an Apple Millionaire thing? I am your host, the TLD, and welcome to this very debut edition of the show. I already have our first contestant. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Tim Vacation. Round of applause, yes. Yes, we can hear the audience going crazy for you.
Thank you.
Tim, Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tim.
You know, I'm 24. I have a wonderful cat named Ellie. She gets on my nerves sometimes, but, you know, I love her. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for that really wonderful, long introduction of yourself, Tim. You are a fine young man indeed, and hopefully the money that you will win playing this show will get rid of that cat so you can get yourself a dog. All right. And in this episode, we are going to give you 5. That's right, there's 5 questions that you have to answer either true or false about the Apple universe. And if you get all 5 of them right, Tim, what are you going to win?
I hope it's a shiny new car.
That's right, you're going to win a brand new Apple car. This Apple car is not even made yet, but you will have the very first one. It comes with 4 wheels and a wheel that makes you turn to go left and right. That's right, you'll have your own private road to drive it on, because you can't bring it out to the public. That's right, and in the dashboard is your very own iPad. Tim, you sound like you're a little nervous.
Actually,
Tim.
I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I hope I know the answers.
He was a former Apple genius guy. That's right. He was one of those geniuses at the Apple stores. So he, without a doubt, should know every single thing about this. All right, Tim, are you ready for question number 1?
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be. Let's do it.
All right. Audience, let's cheer him on.
Come on, hype me up.
All right, shut up. There we go. All right, this is the very first question. True or false?
True or false?
True or false? And this is going to be a Mac question.
Okay.
Is the tension building? All right, so here is the very first question. True or false? Deleting apps in Launchpad deletes the apps from the application folder. Let's put some TikTok music on. You got some time to think, Tim. This is a good one.
This is a good one. I'm never too familiar with Macs. I'm gonna go with.
Now we do not have any lifelines, by the way, Tim. So you're all on your own.
All right, I'm gonna go with false.
So you believe that if you delete apps, it doesn't delete them.
That's correct.
Tim, you are right! Yeah. That's
I was actually
right.
a little nervous, that pause.
Yes, in fact, you have to delete the app in Finder if you want it to be completely removed from the Mac. It only deletes it from the Launchpad.
I only knew this host Will because when I was in college, I had to download.
It's TLD. Thank you.
When I was in college, I had to download this application that allowed me to connect to college Wi-Fi. And when I left college, I didn't want that application to be there anymore. So I kept deleting it from Launchpad, and it kept coming back. And it was always there. And then I finally figured out how I could delete it. So, pulled that one from the back of my head.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause for getting the first question right.
All right, 1 out of 5, right?
And with that win, guess what? You get yourself a free $10 iTunes gift card.
Wait, really?
No, I'm sorry, we don't have it. All right, let's go to the next question. All right, Tim, are you ready for question number 2?
Yes.
All right. True or false, Tim? You can use Apple Pay on a Wi-Fi enabled Apple Watch, even without your iPhone. TikTok music, please.
This, I know, is true.
So you're saying that you can use Apple Pay without your iPhone, even if it's Wi-Fi?
Yes, true.
Tim, you are right!
Yes!
Yeah. That's actually true, and I'm going to tell you why, because I actually just did that over the weekend, going food shopping. I left my phone in the car, and I didn't have it with me, and I tried Apple Pay, and it actually works.
And you don't have the cellular model, correct?
That's correct. I do not have the cellular model, Tim. I'm too good for that. So I get the Wi-Fi model.
Because I have the cellular model, and it works automatically for me, even when I don't have my phone.
Well, duh, because you always have a signal,
Right.
Tim. All right. Tim, you're doing such a tremendous job here at the Apple Trivia game that we just created. All right, it is time for question number 3. Tim, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I like these questions.
Shh, I wasn't done.
Sorry.
Are you ready?
Yes.
For question number 3.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, here we go. True or false, Tim? You can password protect the photos that you hide in your Photos app.
I've never done it before,
Good
but I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is true.
So you believe that you can password protect your photos and keep them nice and private?
Yes.
Tim, you just lost your car!
No!
Tim, do you think that's really possible?
I didn't think it was actually possible, but I just don't know about the feature, so I just thought it was actually there.
Well, Tim, this is kind of a hidden point because you can use the Notes app to do that, but you can't do it in the hidden features of the Photos app. That's why I said in the Photos
You
app.
tricked me, host TLD.
I did. I am a trickster, so maybe you just won't get that Apple Card, but let's see what else you can win. You can win the non-released Apple Airtags.
Whoa.
That's right. Airtags are not available for you to buy, and you can't use them. So we made fake ones for you to use, and you can pretend that if you can look for your stuff, you can find with these fake Apple tags. But it is now time for the next question. Tim, even though you won't win your car, are you ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
All right, question number 4.
I'm so ready.
You can restore deleted documents, calendar changes, and contacts from iCloud.com.
This I know is true.
Yes, Tim, it is true! That is true because that's a very, very specific thing I just said, so you had to know that was true. Yes, you can go to iCloud and recover deleted files. So if you ever run into that problem, you can do that right on iCloud.com.
I only know this because I just learned it this weekend. My sister's boyfriend, he's doing his doctorate for history and stuff like that, so he's at a lot of archives and he's taking a lot of photos of old history books and stuff like that, and he's taking them on his iPhone. But he decided to upgrade from an iPhone 7 to an iPhone 11 this weekend and backed up all his files to iCloud. Realized when he put the backup on his new phone, the files never came over, but we were able to discover that they were hidden in iCloud.com.
There you go. See? It's actually, iCloud.com has a lot more features that you wouldn't even know about. But Tim, even though that we are now 3 for 4, this is the final question. This one's a doozy. A little doozy woozy for Timothy Vacation. And now, here we go for question number 5. Tim, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I hope I can go at least
All
80%.
80% is still failing, but we'll pretend that you did good. All right. The iPad Pro can read external encrypted drives.
Wow. iPad Pro can read external encrypted drives.
Yes.
I'm going to go with false.
So you believe that an iPad
Pro?
can't read encrypted drives?
Yes.
You sure?
No.
You sound like you're not sure.
Making me nervous, host TLD.
So, true or false, Tim?
False.
iPad can read encrypted drives. You are correct. That's right. It cannot read encrypted drives.
Why is that, Will?
Because that's what Apple said on the support article.
It's just because of the CPU that is an iPad Pro.
I'm just assuming, based on the fact that you're using external storage that's supposed to be locked, they just have not yet allowed that to happen.
Right.
So, Tim, not too bad. You almost had the entire 100%.
Yeah. Ah, man.
So, what'd you think?
The questions are very detailed. And again, just for our listeners, he did not show me the questions. I asked him so I wouldn't be embarrassed over the air. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. We're doing it live. And so...
But do it live!
I didn't know any of these questions nor the answers to them. So it definitely made me think on the fly. It goes to show I don't really have private photos to hide, so I don't really know about those features.
You know, and that's what I find a little weird about the Photos app. The fact that they do not, lock them, which I think would be important, especially if you're trying to hide them.
Yeah, no, sure.
But the Notes
I just
app,
assumed that was a thing.
The Notes app is the way to go if you want to hide it. But Tim, we want to thank you for coming to our lovely show. Maybe you didn't get the Apple car, but we'll give you an apple anyway.
Aw, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Is that the expression?
Yes, except when they are filled with coronavirus.
Oh, man.
All right, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us on this Apple trivia game. Who wants to be an Apple?
There.
Apple.
There.
Apple deal or no deal?
There.
We want to thank you. That's it. And we want to thank you so much, Tim, for coming on the show. Even though you went home a loser, you're still a winner.
That's like on Wheel of Fortune when you win the vacation, but you still lose.
Well, technically, you always win something on that show. You always win money or something.
Yeah,
That's
right.
So, especially if we get to the end. But, Tim, you had nothing. And it's okay, Tim, because maybe one day we can reverse it and you could trivia on me. I'm a little tougher.
Yeah, I got to come up with a lot better questions. Not saying your questions were good. They were. But you're more knowledgeable than I am. You're wiser.
Anything else you want to say about me that makes me better than you?
You're stronger.
That's
true. You know how to wrestle.
Well, I don't know if that makes me better than you, but yeah, we'll take that. That's fine. All right. Well, Tim, our episode is complete for this week here on the Think Different podcast.
Are you high-fiving me?
You guys... Yeah, I'm high-fiving you right here. Hold my hand.
I don't know where my iPad camera is.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one else can see this on camera, but the fact that we're putting our hands on FaceTime, holding each other, assuming the power of positivity coming through the 720p cameras.
May the power of Christ compel you.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Nothing.
All right, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us for the Think Different podcast for this episode. We hope you guys learned something, and we know that Rudy Giuliani doesn't understand his passwords on his phone.
Nor knows how to wear AirPods correctly.
That's right. That is correct. That is correct. Check us out at Think Diff Pod on Twitter, Think Different Podcast, and your Facebook, and on the Instagram. Check us out on iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review. It's very important.
Yeah, and you can listen to us anywhere you can find a podcast. Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. What else?
Zune.
Yeah, no, not Zune.
That's right.
Zune, yes.
Sony Walkmans.
Anywhere
right.
you can find a podcast, we'll be there.
That's right. Check us out, guys. We want to thank you for the continuing support. Download this episode every single week. Tim needs to go to bed. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care.
Peace out.